Smokey and Chew. We've got a storm coming, so I want to get them out. Also, this is very good for close proximity. So this bay chap 4 years ago was in a pair. He's come back for retraining only from the point of view he's going to a new home, and the lady just wants to make sure he's 100% correct in all respects before we do that. And Smokey, well, what can we say about Smokey? He's a little bit on the big side, a little bit fat. And the problem we've had with that, you know, the hold up we've had with him, is putting him to work. I'll talk about that as we go round. But yeah, so that's the reason we get away before this storm comes in. Hopefully, no point in going out and getting them soaking wet for no reason. So this is a good thing. You see there the way that this bay horse Chew, not played up exactly, but it's a little bit, who are you, what are you doing there, I'm not having this, you know, that type of thing. I went to bite him a couple of times, didn't turn round as smoothly as he would when he's in single. So this is very good for close proximity to another horse. So we'll say you're, or whatever situation you're in where that might happen. So you're out on a drive, for instance, you tie your horse up, someone else comes and ties theirs next to yours. Well, you don't want a kicking match or fighting or arguing, do you, obviously? Because that's no good to the horse. You see there, again, it's just one's exerting their authority over the other. I have not much to say about that from the point of view that that's what happens in a herd. It's natural. They find who's in charge. So they're settling down now. And this is lovely. So it's a real good thing to be able to do. As I say, is to have them, they can't get any closer, can they, obviously, than they are in a pair. So that's no bad thing. Also, you've got the added side of it. This horse here was away for 4. Just stop this wind blowing for a minute. Well, yeah, that's all right. Okay, I'll just turn my thing around a bit. So, come on, baby. So Chew here, he was a pair from a competition, and he hasn't done anything. Lady's got a different pair now, so he hasn't done anything for 4 years, just been turned out in the field. But she's good for, well, someone else is going to be the owner of the horse. So we're just making sure he's exactly what he was when he first left us. Because he's an absolute gentleman, you know. Plenty of spirit about him, but a gentleman, you know, all the same. Nice fella. So if you can see their heads, that's something I should have explained when we was in the yard. I've let this finer boned horse Chew on the offside out about 3 inches, roughly speaking 3 to 4 inches more than my old friend here, the weightlifter. He's lovely, his old Smokey. He's a nice, kind fella. So I'll just explain that. I'll let this one out because I knew that this horse, this lighter made horse, not because the way he's made, it's just his temperament is a bit more pushy than Smokey would be. Smokey would be down in, you know, in the herd. He's positioned in the herd would be down much further than Chew. So by putting his head forward, if you look there, you can see that his blinker is covering the view of Smokey. I'm letting this horse, if you look at the traces, do the work. He can easily pull this vehicle. I can bring him back into work whenever I want to. You know, I can bring Smokey up, just talk to him and he'll come up. But just for now, and then what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to stop and we're going to change the length of the traces and possibly the pole chain and bring Chew back in where he is close enough to interfere with Smokey. So say, well, why would you do that if they're going all right like that? Keep them like that. Well, of course I could do, but the whole point is for them to tolerate other horses around them, uptight around them. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And the fact that it's going to, you know, rain heavy anyway, so it's a good thing. Get in, my baby. Two birds with one stone, as they say. These aren't easy to drive, and I suppose, you know, I have quite a bit of experience, so you'll see on this Chew's back, just out of interest, another thing, we've got a small bit of baler twine. That baler twine did go down to the girth, and we've kept it on there just in case we need it, but we've undone the inside, but if we need it we can put it back on. And what it's there for, he had quite a pop belly, you know, quite a big pop belly for, you know, the lightweight pony that he is. He had quite a pop belly for, so he'd start getting rubbed behind his elbows. So an easy remedy is just to hold it back with some baler twine. I'm not recommending that anybody does that, only from the point of view that I don't mean to be big-headed, if you like, but you want to know what you're doing, because too tight is going to make the problem, you know, worse. Too loose wouldn't be any good. So it's knowing what you're doing there a little bit of, so we're going to pull in here, or we can pull outside the school. Down here actually would be better, a little bit further down. And we'll adjust Mr. Chew and just bring him back in. So their heads, faces are more level. So he can go to nip, and I want to give him that opportunity while I'm in control of him, because I can prevent, hopefully, I can prevent him doing that, and we can put what we call a restraining order on him, which is like a side rein that we just fix to his head collar and back to the pad. So we just come over there quiet. We'll have to turn the camera off for a minute because obviously, well, I'm not allowed to touch one anyway, apparently. But Ree's going to have to get down and adjust this for me. And I'll come back to you and we'll film what we've done. So, what Ree's done, we just had to turn the main camera off for a minute. We might have got some of it. But anyway, what we've done is shorten up these traces now by 2 holes. If you look at these traces down here, guessing they're about 3 inches apart. So we're taking them out. But if you look at the pole, you can see Chew's bending the pole chain there, you know, and it's a bit of slack in the traces. So I think we're in the right place. We've got our heads about right now. Now, we can put our strap on that we refer to as a restraining order, which runs from their bit up to the side of them up to their pad. You need to know how to fix that. So it's not that I don't want to tell you, but if you get it wrong, you can really cause an accident quite easily. And you can make the horse's face sore quite easily. So basically what you do, you take a strap, take it off the head collar down to the pad. Now on a pad you've got your tugs. At the bottom of the actual pad itself there's another ring that you can pass your back band through. So there's several places, what I'm trying to say, you can actually fix them on them tugs there. So we can get the angle right. Now, if we don't need to use that, I don't want to use it. Not that I'm worried about putting it on. I can put it on and get it in exactly the right place. But I've quite a bit of experience. So the idea of it is, as I say, goes on the outside of the horse. We apply enough pressure so when the horse's head's where we believe it to be once it's moving at the trot and walk. We look at that, we get, like Reed would know that, he'd know that just by, for me, just glancing at it would know. And that's just experience. So go down, he'd put it there where he thinks 9 times out of 10, certainly without question, 8 times out of 10 he'd get it right. But it might want some fine adjustment, possibly. So what it would do would be stop Chew from coming over and biting Smokey. We've already established that Chew is the more dominant one of the two. So to stop him being like that, what we would do, as I say, is apply this strap and just keep his head straight. He can still be turned left and right. That's the skill in setting it in the right position that you've still got, because if you're going to restrict your steering because you're not sure what you're doing, it's highly dangerous, something highly dangerous. You've got no steering, have you, obviously? Or one way you've got no steering. So we just move off and try it gently. Walk. Come on. Come up there. Smokey. Smokey, good. Come on, Smokey, get up. Now, Smokey there is aware that he doesn't want to poke his nose out the front. If you look at Smokey's ears, he's talking to me. The other horse is taking no notice of what I'm saying, what we're doing or anything. But Smokey's talking to me. Smokey's saying to me, Dad, is he going to bite me? Dad, he's a bit aggressive, this horse. Or whatever he's saying in his head. But he's definitely talking to me. He's got one ear following that van, what's that doing? But he's got one ear back on me all the time. And that's telling me, come round, baby, that he's not 1,000,000% happy. But I'm saying to him now, come on, use your courage now and get up there. Come on, babe. And a little tap with the reins. I had someone say it's very crude to tap horse with the reins. We are not in the show ring. We are not out on a Sunday drive. We're training horses. Anyone that tells me the total nonsense, and it is nonsense and silly things to say, they say you should only tap your horse up between the collar and the pad. Well, that's marvellous until you're driving up a country lane, get the end of your whip caught in the foliage on the side of the road, you pull it free, or that could hit the horse of any part of his body. You have no control over it. So, that's a silly thing to say, in my opinion. And there's lots of things that are written in books. A lot of stuff is taken from old books from years ago. What we have to remember is they were horsemen. years ago. They made their living working horses. If you say to me, oh, but if you look back and see how many died on the street. Well, let me tell you this, right? When you look at them figures, look how many horses were on the streets working. And the number that died, you know, for heart attacks, etc., etc., is low, very low. Horses were looked after in general because it was looked on if your horse had a sore on it, if your horse weren't shed properly or decently, if it weren't basically maintained, yeah, then you were looked down on. They started the harness horse parade with that, looking for commercial horses come along, and you know, they was all done up in their finery and oh my babies. And they looked, you know, really nice. But what they were showing, that this horse is shod nice, this harness fits right. When it's had a repair done, it's had it done properly. I saw a repair not so long ago. I don't know who done it, and you know, it's not my business, but the repair was bad from this point of view. The stitching on the inside that was going to come into the contact with the horse's flesh, you know, his actual skin, had quite a big knot in there and was rough. Well, sure enough, that rubber saw on the side of that horse, I thought it would, just at the right point, the right amount of pressure and movement on the harness against the body of the horse, and straight away he got a problem. So old Smokey's keeping himself back there. I'm not really bothered, yeah. I want him to gain his confidence himself, not because I will say to him, come on, get up a bit, babe, get up there, and encourage him, but I'm certainly not going to push him or force him, yeah. If he's not comfortable up there for the fear of being bitten, you know, by the offside horse, well, it's no good, is it? It's not fair to put a horse in that position and force him to be there. Bloody ridiculous. So I've got to ease them back now, steady, steady. You can see their heads coming up more level. I mean, one, I have to say, is slightly lower than the other. He don't quite have the style of the other horse. But he did assure me that when he's in the herd of 30 or 40 horses, it's often remarked how handsome he is. He did tell me that himself, yeah. So there we go. Smokey and Chew. You can see him tighten the traces now, can you see? Without all the smacking and bumping. I just tap him with there, and he's just taking the weight of them traces better and going forward more and building his confidence slowly. And he can see that horse now. If you see, he's got his head slightly turned towards him, just so he knows what he's going to do. The same things apply. Look at the ears. This one paying no attention, that one paying all the attention in the world, saying, Dad, you sure this is all right? I don't want to get bitten. I don't like it when he bites. Yeah. So, if you're interested in horses, I mean, they've been my passion for years. It's ended up now, I'm an old man. I mean, the few friends I've got around me, you know, obviously they're all horsey. Because I think I'd get on their nerves, you know what I mean? Because I live and die my horses. I just love them to death. I think what they do for us is far beyond the call of duty. You see this horse still coming up. He's here on the outsides, picking up all other information. That's why it's so active. You know, he'll pick up this motor car coming there. I told you, look, see? He's got to know about that motor car. So he's in a little bit of a, I don't know what the right words are, I'm not an educated man, but I don't know what the word is, maybe precarious position that he's not sure which way what's going to go yet. But every step he's taking, he's boosted his confidence. And I don't mean this with any conceit in any way, but it does help if you love what you do and you've got the experience. Because you can't now. Can you see him come now? Right? But this horse has not moved back really, has he? I had 2 ears on me, like 3 or 4 times. You're getting 2 ears on me now. 2 ears, 2 ears. Did you see that? That's what he's saying. Go on now. Go on, Smokey. You young rascal. Go on, my boy. Good lad. So there you go. I can feel this rain just starting. They say it's going to be quite heavy rain. I don't mind going out in the rain. That don't bother me at all. It's very good for horses. Very, very good for horses. Because the road surface, the noise made by tyres, is entirely different to a dry road. Entirely different. So this Chewy horse here, he's a good horse. You know, he's up there, get on with it. You know, he's a very business-like way of doing things. I think Smokey's got the attitude. You get on with that then and I'll make the tea, you know what I mean? He's more of that way. But you got to love them all and you got to love them for what they are. They're all sugar plums at the end of the day, they're all lovely. Anyway, I hope you've got something out of that lesson. Thank you very much for those people that make a donation to us. It's much appreciated. Because these films, they do take a great deal of time and they become, you know, very popular, or so I'm told. But you see there, he's picked the weight of these traces up. We're going sweet. They're driving as a pair, virtually stride for stride for 2 entirely different animals. Not the easiest job in the world to do. Come on. You hear their feet going there. Just come out of pace a little bit. But that's all right. They're getting there. So there you go. Here endeth the 10,978th lesson.